Hello to my two-legged and four-legged friends. How's everyone feeling today? I'm feeling terrific, and I'm bringing you a perfect recipe. Chicken thighs cooked in coconut sauce with curry. Not curry for your dog. I'm going to show you how you can actually cook for yourself and then separate your dog's portion and continue cooking yours. And here are the ingredients. We have organic curry, turmeric, red chili peppers, dried, ginger, sea salt, and ground black pepper, and coconut oil. So the chicken thighs that I am using are antibiotic and hormone free. And once we get to the second part of the recipe, we're going to add sweet potatoes to them, which you can also give to your dog, and the coriander as well, which is a fresh coriander, organic, of course. So the first step is to take your frying pan and add 3 to 4 cups of water with the coconut oil and the chicken thighs. I'm using about 3 tablespoons because you actually are going to need the coconut flavor when you add the curry to it, right? And I'm going to actually salt the water as well now before the chicken goes into it. So when the water starts heating up, or anytime really, you can start adding your chicken to it. So 2 tablespoons of salt. You can actually even add a little bit of pepper right now too, because dogs can eat pepper. A little bit, okay? Nothing exaggerated. Dogs can eat a little bit of everything as long as it's not in exaggerated amounts, just FYI. And yes, that goes for garlic and onions. And some dogs I've known have eaten chocolate by accident and a whole bar and not been ill. So I think it really depends on, the metabolism. But anyway, let's not go there. Let's stay focused on our beautiful antibiotic and hormone-free chicken. So simply place them. This is actually boneless as well. Makes it much easier to cook and add everything you want to in the end without having to take the bones off while you're eating them. Of course, they're a little bit more expensive, but it's well worth it. Especially since dogs cannot eat cooked bones. They can eat raw chicken bones, but not cooked chicken bones. And you're wondering, why would I go to the extra effort of doing this for my dog? And the answer is because dogs are carnivores and they need high levels of protein. Not too high because sometimes it can affect their kidneys, but a balanced diet, just like ours, is imperative to the dog's health. Remember, the more that you feed them well, the more that you take care of them, the more you walk them a lot, and yourself, the more you stay out of the doctor's offices, right? Or the veterinarian's office. And that's the whole point, longevity. A healthy, long life. And this is why we go through these measures to make everybody happy. And of course, remember, cooking with love for your pets is always appreciated and known. I know that when my dogs live till they're 19 and 20, it's because they never want to leave, because they know they're getting their best life. And that's what I would like for you to offer to your best friends. And that's why we're doing this. So basically this is now going to cook for a minimum of 15-20 minutes, and you can cover it at this point and just have to wait and do something else and come back to it. And of course you're going to turn it down to a medium heat. So in the meantime we can talk about organic. Does your meat have to be organic? I personally feel that the meat for a human being should definitely be antibiotic and hormone free at the very least. Organic is not the most important thing. For the dogs, it doesn't really matter. You can feed them grade A chicken or any other meat, and it's perfectly fine and healthy. So you don't have to feel obliged or think that feeding your dog is going to cost you a fortune, because it's not. And of course, when you're cooking it, you're actually, when you think about it, when you're buying the kibble, you're paying for someone to produce it. So now that you're producing your own dog's food or your cat's food, you're taking away a lot of that cost, and you're also choosing, the best ingredients that you know where it's coming from. That's the most important thing. And when you're feeding a dog chicken or meat and giving them the sauces and the jus, you're actually giving them moisture. And remember, our bodies are 75% water. So it's imperative that A, you use a good quality water, reverse osmosis is my favorite, and B, that you use good quality ingredients. I'd also like to add that the best way to shop and the smartest way is when you go to the supermarket or the butcher's, if things are on sale, stock up. Keep it in your freezer. You can put it in the freezer, defrost anytime you need to. It's quick and easy and extremely efficient. So at the end of the day, you're probably spending anywhere from $60 to $100 a month on your dog's food, depending how big the dog is. And believe me, in the long run, what you're not going to be spending at the veterinarian's office is going to make that cost well worth it. What I'd like to mention about the bones, because I touched upon it earlier, is that the reason that they can eat raw bones is that when they're chomping on the bones, they don't splinter. One of the best bones also to give, which is full of glucosamine, raw, is turkey necks. So please know that if your dog does enjoy chewing any kind of a bone, turkey necks are fantastic. And also, pork bones should be stayed away from completely because they're way too soft and they splinter quickly. And the beef bones are by far the best cooked or raw because they never splinter. They are a very, very strong bone which will just clean the entire mouth of your dog and its teeth, of course. So that's very important to offer that to them, which you'll see in other recipes that we do. So meanwhile, while the chicken is cooking, I'm going to prep the sweet potatoes. And sweet potatoes are my preferred choice of potato because they're actually good for you. For women, they actually have progesterone in them, and for dogs, they're actually edible without turning into a glucose right away. Even though they are a sweeter potato, it's a good sugar for both human and dog. And what I do is I deskin them. But some people really like keeping the skin on the potatoes because they're full of minerals as well. It's a matter of preference again. You can do whatever you'd like to do, whatever your dog and your family likes to eat. So you just dice them up. Even with a smaller knife you can use. They're very soft now. They've been boiled. I boiled them for about 20 minutes. The smaller variety don't take a long time. And as you can see, they're actually white as opposed to being orange like you typically see. It's just a different version of a potato, but still they have the same characteristics and qualities. Now, if you have a typical curry in the West Indian colonies, they'll make them with white potato. And again, that choice is yours. Oh, the smell of the coconut. Absolutely beautiful. So this does not take long at all. You see, they're pretty much done now. Chicken is a very fast cooking protein. You can have a whole meal ready in 20 minutes from start to finish. So the idea now is that once they're cooked, you can pull and separate the pieces that you want for your animal, and then you can just add the spices right into the plate with the sweet potato, mix it all together, and you're good to go. I like cutting them in half so that they cook a little bit quicker. Plus two, you have to cut them down anyway at some point. It's time to separate the dog's portion. Oh, I wanted to tell you that I know that we're cooking a lot, and I haven't shown you how the dogs love to eat raw, but not all dogs like to eat raw. That depends on your own animal. But if they do, then it's very simple. You don't even have to cook. You just keep giving them raw meats, which is very healthy for them. And, you know, that's what they did in the wild. If not, and if you're not into giving raw food, no problem. This is then you have to cook it. And I'll give her a little bit of jus as well. And we'll save some for the lovely sauce that we're going to create now. Wonderful. We just turn it down to low. And now we can start adding the rest of the spices. So we're going to put ginger. A little bit more salt. A little bit more pepper. A little bit of turmeric. Turmeric is for anti-inflammatory characteristics. And our curry. So I'm just literally going to put 2 tablespoons right in right away. And then we can add our potatoes now that everything's ready and cooked. And mix it all together. And our coriander. This smells great. And it also looks fantastic. Love the yellow mustard color. See, that's why I like cooking it in the water, because when you add the curry and the other turmeric and spices like the ginger too, it thickens it, right? And now we're going to add the chili peppers. You can actually use Scotch bonnet as well, which is a West Indian spicy spice, which is delicious. Now it's up to you. You can make some rice and serve it on the side as well if you'd like to have more carbs for yourself. And what I've done is I've saved some sweet potatoes to give to the dog without the sauce. This smells great. I cannot wait to eat it. Okay, that's all mixed together. I'm just going to cover it again and turn the heat off and let it sit for 5 to 10 minutes so that all the flavors marinate together. Now it's your choice. You can actually serve it on top of a bed of greens if you'd like, or just as is. Delicious. And for the dog, I basically cut up some of the chicken with the sweet potato, poured a little bit of jus on top, which was just the water with the coconut oil, and we're ready to eat. Oh wow. Like truly perfect. If you've liked what you've seen today and you'd like to see more, please subscribe to our channel. Et bon appétit.